your glasses, Bran? Oh, I can't zoom. Are those your regular glasses? Now put on your other ones. Nice.
I don't think that black gray is gonna work out for me because
my glasses are being bent right now, but they look exactly the same as my old glasses. Hello. So, my house is empty, so this is the perfect time for me to have this chat. I know in my last few vlogs I've said I have some explaining to do, or I left like an annotation or a note on there saying, you know, I'm gonna let you guys know, all 70 of you who actually subscribe to me, and probably 50 of you that watch the vlogs, probably like 25 of you that actually care, 10 of you that know what I'm talking about, and like 3 people that I actually talk to on a daily basis that would understand what's been going on the last month. I'm back to filming on my phone. I tried filming on a camera. It looked like garbage, so back to the phone we are. So I'm just making some rice right now. It's been, hold on. It's been probably, I want to say 6 to 8 months since I've had rice in my diet. I don't typically, when I was bulking earlier this year from February, March to, let's say, when was I bulking? I don't know. I was bulking earlier this year. I was eating a ton of rice, ton of oats, and then when I started slowly cutting, I took out most starches from my diet, so I wasn't eating any rice, I wasn't eating any potatoes, and now that my carbs and stuff have been increased, I'm finding it a little bit hard to do that, so I'm like, you know what, why don't I just incorporate rice back into my diet? Because I really did like it at the time, and my body could absorb it efficiently and stuff like that. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. It's still filming? Sick. So anybody that knows me personally knows that I'm obsessed with CrossFit. I started doing CrossFit 3-ish years ago. I wasn't so serious about it the first year. I was going to be twice, max 3 times a week. That is what I considered my working out. But at the time I was also dancing for my university dance team. Oh crap, I'm really bad at washing this. I'm losing a lot of rice here. My university dance team. And then towards the end of the year 1, is when I kind of like got more serious with CrossFit. I actually stopped dancing. I got pretty serious with my diet. You know, there's just a lot of things going on in my life that I needed some sort of compass. I needed something to lean on. So that's what fitness became. So yeah, that's when I got really serious with CrossFit, really investing into my lifts, clean up my diet significantly, and that's how I lost the weight initially. At that time, I didn't have a nutrition coach. I didn't have a prep coach. I was just doing it for myself. So I was eating intuitively. I did my own research. And essentially, people that have weight to lose will lose the weight quicker. They will lose the weight in a shorter span of time. And for me personally, my frame, I'm about 5'5", 5'5.5". If I'm feeling good, 5'6". I had extra weight to lose, so that's why I lost it as fast as I did. And I started CrossFitting 4 to 5 times a week. So that's how that happened. Yeah, then I was programmed. I started training with one of the coaches at my CrossFit box at the time, and that's when I did my first bikini competition. Fast forward from 2015 onward, that was my improvement season. So it was really hard for me to put the weight back on after my bikini prep, just because after losing the weight on my own and then dropping the extra amount of weight, oh, that's annoying, and dropping the extra amount of weight during prep, a lot of people who are in the fitness industry or do a lot of like cutting bulking phases would understand, it's hard to see yourself at your physical best aesthetically and then having to go and put on fat, put on size, put on mass. So I really struggled with that, but I did end up gaining 10 to 15 pounds roughly. And to be honest, I loosened up my diet. I was working downtown for a while, so I was kind of eating whatever I wanted to eat, eating when I wanted to eat. I was having an occasional drink here and there. So yeah, this year was nice because I didn't feel restricted. I was able to have my summer and go out with friends and family and, do things that I wanted to do. So that was really nice. Like, I didn't mind the extra weight because I was able to indulge in that social aspect of stuff. So I initially, anybody that had been following the vlogs or had been following the title, it was saying GNC prep vlog, GNC prep vlog, because I wanted to do the GNC championship gala that was November 28th. So there had been some changes on my CrossFit box, and it was 2 coaches and then it was 1. So I ended up switching coaches. And yeah, like my new coach programmed me really well. He knew me from when I started CrossFit to now, so he could kind of understand what my body responded to and stuff like that. But at that time, I personally feel like my metabolism was shot just because of all the weird fluctuations in my diet, cutting carbs, not cutting carbs. There was no steady. And I think we were trying to cut when I wasn't consuming enough carbs and fat to cut at that point. Anyways, that's beside the fact. We got really close. I made tons of gains and tons of improvement in my eyes. I started doing my own isolation stuff. Like, he programmed that stuff for me. I had chest and back, biceps, triceps, glutes and hams. I was always at Good Life. I was doing one-on-one sessions with him. So we were definitely putting in the work, and I really appreciate as far as we got. But just, life happens and stuff happens, and that CrossFit box that I had started at initially ended up closing down, unfortunately. So that just kind of left me without CrossFit, left me without a coach. Without going into too much detail, that's just what it was. I'm not a person that goes through change really easily, so it was really tough for me to make that adjustment. I looked at my old CrossFit box as my second home. I looked at the people there as my family, and it took me a really long time to distinguish my life without that box, because that was a huge part of me. It was a huge part of my compass, my life compass. My days revolved around when I could train and when I could get to the box. So yeah, it took me about a day or two to kind of kick myself in the butt and not give up on myself. I knew from that point, like, I was not doing that GNC show. But I tried not to beat myself up about it, because if it's one thing that I learned in the past 3 years, is that you need to roll with the punches. Like, life is going to knock you down. Life is going to hand you curveballs, and you need to be able to dodge that. You need to be able to handle that, because at the end of the day, it's you and your life, and you need to live with your decisions and what you want to do. So, I mean, I'm a huge person when it comes to loyalty, and I'm a very ride or die kind of person. So I always said that I would never leave my box unless it burnt down to the ground, or like they told me to leave, and the box closed down. So that's why I left. Yeah, so now I'm at a brand new box. A lot of my fellow CrossFit like family members and friends ended up at this box. It's really close by to my old box. Sorry, there's like a hair on me and it's like really distracting. It's very large. The coaching is amazing. Honestly, it's a totally different experience. I feel like I've learned so much since I've been there. The community is amazing, so I really appreciate having the opportunity to join a box like that with the type of people that are there. I actually did start, contacted a new coach. a coach that specifically only deals with prep, the kind of prep that I want to do, bikini, and yeah, that's his line of work. It's a very different style of coaching. I was used to the very like one-on-one style of coaching where my coach was literally checking in with me every day, saw them every other day, just very hands-on. So this is very different for me. It makes you very accountable in terms of, you know, your diet, your progress. And I've only ever been a clean eater, meaning that I only consumed foods that people would categorize as clean. Now I'm in more of the style of if it fits your macros, and to be quite honest, I didn't really believe in that style of eating until I started doing it. It really tests you in terms of making good decisions, because not only do you need to hit your macros in terms of your fat, your protein, your carb, but you need to be accountable for your micros as well. So, you know, my fiber, my greens, my, you know, like the not so fun stuff. But yeah, I've been training with my new coach for, I want to say, about a month to 5 weeks, and he's really trying to get me at a place where we can start actual prep. Right now, when I started with him, my macros were just like not at a place where I could effectively prep. So we've just been doing some macro reconstruction, and yeah, to be honest, I'm very happy. It's been a long time since I felt this content with my like physicality, my strength, my diet. And over the last few weeks of 2015 in December, I really did a lot of reflection on the trials and tribulations of this year, or that year, 2015. All of my high points, my low points, how I responded to those situations. And even at the time, like I'm an emotional person, I would personally say. I feel like I handled those situations the best way that I could. And sorry, I got mad texts coming in. I handled those situations as best as I could. And to be honest, like at the time, it doesn't matter if it's like a personal relationship, a friendship, a business relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is. You can't force people to want to work with you. You can't force people to want to be friends with you. You can't force people to want to be with you in any situation. So I feel like me bouncing back after my box closing and like switching coaches, etc., was infinitely better than I would have handled it like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So I'm really pumped for 2016. I'm really pumped for just like all of the great opportunities and all of the great people that I have surrounding me. Like, I want to say that I was given a second chance at my quote unquote dream. I still do want to compete. At the same time, I want to keep CrossFitting. I realized that CrossFit is not only like a hobby for me, it's something that makes me feel so good and makes me feel so fulfilled. As well as bodybuilding. I used to hate the thought of going to Good Life and like doing bicep curls or doing like a chest press or using any of the machines. But now like those are things that I want to do, and I just want to grow. I want to grow as an athlete. I want to grow as a CrossFitter. I want to grow as a bodybuilder. Yeah, so in terms of my prep and where I stand in life at this moment, that's where I'm at. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody at my old box who kept working out, you know, started doing CrossFit at another box, doing their own thing, and, you know, is just rolling with the punches of life. And that I appreciate everything and every experience that I had with my previous coaches. This rice is like still, oh shoot. Okay, well, cool. Oh my god. Adulting problem.